I made my first $1,000 online on the internet. And if you're somebody who's made 10,000 or 100,000 or maybe even $1 million online, I don't know that this video is going to be that useful for you because you probably already know these 3 steps that I'm going to share, these 3 questions that I think a person should answer on their way to making their first $1,000. But that being said, this video is for somebody who is just trying to make their first $1,000 online. They're just trying to figure out the whole online business space. They're just trying to get a start because that's where I am, and I still consider myself in that space. Maybe you are like me, where my background is I worked in corporate America for 7+ years before trying to dive into this online space. And I'm not anti-corporate. A lot of people are anti-corporate. I actually, as an aside real quick, I think corporate's great in a lot of ways. You learn a lot of very useful skills, and it is a good way to make like some good money. And there are a lot of times really bright minds depending on where you're working. Like where I was working, I worked at CNN, the large media org, and for 5.5 years, and there were some super bright minds there. Like I learned a lot about. I just learned a lot about professionalism and how to get things done. And I was an engineer there. I learned a lot there. So anyway, I'm not anti-corporate, but in the world we live in, there's so many ways to earn money. And I think as I'm somebody who's, and maybe you're like this too, maybe that's why you're watching this video. I'm somebody who's curious. Like I want to explore different fields, different careers, and try different things out and see if, and experiment with life and see which different types of careers match my strengths, and maybe match my preferred lifestyle, So I want to explore. And I had this realization one time where I remember, I don't know what it was. I think I just had consumed so many business books that I was just thinking one day that, wow, I think I was on a walk. I go on a lot of walks. I was on a walk and I was thinking, wow, the internet gives you access to billions of people who can potentially be your customers, your clients. And it also gives you access to billions of people who could potentially be a source of help, employees for you, labor for you. And so if you can just figure out how to get you don't even need to get a billion, but just get a tiny fraction of these people, help tiny fraction of these people. And then you can either help them yourself or outsource some of the work to labor and profit on the difference. You can make money. And so I just thought that that realization was very interesting to me. And so with that being said, all right, let's like get into the actual questions, because if you're watching this far, I assume if you're watching this far, you are where I was a little bit, where I was before I started this journey, which is the only way I knew how to make money was I would go and interview somewhere. I would get another interview. If I passed that interview, I'd get the job. If I got the job, I would start, on Monday, and then 2 weeks later, I would get a paycheck. Like that's how I knew how to make money before. And now my mind is open to to this new way of making money, which is on the internet. So let's get into there's 3 steps. There's 3 questions I think you have to answer. And if you can answer these 3 questions, I think you can make your first $1,000 online. And again, the reason why I'm making this video is because people who are making $10,000, $100,000, $1 million online, it just seems so far away. It seems like you're sitting, this is how I felt. I feel like I'm sitting here and they're sitting on the moon. Like they're like literally in space. It seems like, how do I get there? It just seems that, do I need a rocket ship to get there? It just seems so hard. I can't even see them. They're so far away. I don't even know what they did to get there. And it just is like, that's how it felt. And so I wish there was a video like this that just said, all right, this is how you just take that first step. So, okay, enough preamble. Let's get into it. The first question you have to answer is, who do you want to help? Who do you want to help? You don't get money without giving something. You have to give something. Who do you want to help? And so what I will answer, the question that I answered, how I answer this question is I wanted to help business owners and artists. That's who I want to help, right? And then the next question, if you have that, once you answer that question, and again, these are general questions, so you can answer it however you want, but I'm just giving you how I answered each question. The next question is, how can you help them? How can you help them? So how I figured that I was going to help business owners and artists was I wanted to save them time. So, okay, then now I realize, okay, I want to save them time. How do I save them time? And for me, I was thinking, okay, how can I save these people time? How can I help them? Because I mean, saving somebody time is definitely helping them. And I thought maybe I can do some of their video editing for them. Maybe I can do some of their digital marketing. Maybe I can there's these time consuming digital marketing tasks that they have to do, and I can do it for them. And then that'll save them time. Then they'll be willing to pay me for it. Because if they make $50 or $100 or $200 an hour, or $300 or $400 or $500 an hour, then of course they'd be willing to pay me like $50 or $100 an hour or $30 an hour. You know what I mean? Whatever that cost is, or less. You know what I mean? Or more. You know, and so of course they'd be willing to pay me that because it's like saves them time. And so I thought about what's like the most consuming task, and I thought about it was video editing. So then the next step, you know, once I knew how to help them, I went and started working on acquiring that skill, and I'm still in this process. So, you know, working on helping them do these time-consuming digital marketing tasks, which for me to acquire those skills, I had to take these courses. So I'm in these courses right now. One is a pure video editing course. One is a course about how to make your online business profitable using social media. So, I mean, I'm learning a bunch of skills in that course that I can use to help them. And then the third one is just a pure marketing course. So, like a digital marketing course. And so these three things, I'm taking these courses, you know, learning every day. I don't have all the answers, but every day I know enough from, you know, spending a lot of volume in these courses where I can take things off of their plate and get paid for it. And so that's the second question you have to answer. How can I help them? So we have who can I help? How can I help them? And then this is the third thing. This is the third thing that you have to do to be able to get paid, which is, how do I convince them that I can help them? You know, because you know who you want to help, you know how you're going to help them now, and you have to now convince these people that you can help them. And what I did in this case was I started creating content, and I started aiming some of my content at the people who I wanted to help. So I thought about, okay, if I'm a business owner, if I'm an artist, what would help me? Okay, and then I would just create a video that was aimed at them. So for video editing, I would create a video saying, oh, these are all the tools I use, so I use these tools if you want, but if you want me to if you want me to just edit a video for you, just DM me. You know what I mean? So I would start aiming at them, like, you know what I mean? Like aiming my content at them. And that's when I started really feeling like, okay, this is it, you know, and you get rejected and whatnot, and it doesn't work at first, but eventually I think if you aim enough content at your target person, eventually somebody will say, okay, can you help me? And so anyway, that was my strategy. I think there's other strategies too. I think you can do a cold outreach. I do cold outreach too, and I have gotten some work from cold outreach. But yeah, and so anyway, those are the three steps. Who can I help? How can you help them? And how do you convince them? You know, if you answer these three questions, I call them 3 steps, 3 questions. If you answer these 3 questions and you actually take action, I don't see why you can't make money online. You know, and again, I am not an expert. I've made again like $1,500 online. But I think I can make more, and especially because I've been charging lower rates initially because I just really want to get the portfolio and build a portfolio up first. I think that hopefully the growth it only goes up from here. So anyway, I thought I would share. Because hopefully this is like a lot more actionable, a lot more easy to get started for you than a video that's like, look, I've made $100,000 a month. This is how I do it. And you just look at them and you think, damn, like that is so far away. I don't even know where to start. I'm hoping that this can help somebody. Like I'm thinking about my target audience with this video, this specific video, is like a younger version of Rishi, like a person who, you know, even 5 or 6 months ago, you know, was thinking, okay, you know, I quit my job like about a year ago, traveled around, made a bunch of YouTube videos and wrote a bunch of songs, released a bunch of songs on Spotify, traveled around with my wife, I've been having a ball. And then after about like 6 months, I thought, okay, I need to start making money again. How am I going to do this? And I was thinking about applying to jobs, thinking about trying, maybe I should try making some money online. And then after I decided, let me try to make some money online. Let me see if I can do it. And that's when I started researching and got overwhelmed by like all these people doing crazy, amazing things, and it just seemed so far away. And if during that overwhelming period of mine, if I saw a video like this, I think it would have helped me. So that's why I'm making this video, because I'm sure there are people like I'm unique, but I'm not that unique. I'm sure there are lots of people out there who are like thinking about making money online and they just want a starting point. And hopefully this can be like one of the videos that helps you. I'm sure you're consuming a lot of these types of videos, but one of the videos that helps you as on your journey. So anyway, with that being said, if this video was helpful for you, leave me a thumbs up. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this type of content. I've been trying to do some long form videos uncut, and I think it's hard because I use filler words sometimes, or I go on tangents sometimes, but I think it really is good training to get better at speaking, because I hit that record button and I just have to speak for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and I can't. I'm doing these long forms uncut, so I don't edit it. So I watch it back and it's brutal, but I think it forces me to get better at speaking, which I think is a good skill. So I hope you enjoy this content, and thank you for sticking around, because I know it can be a little bit rambly at times because it's uncut. If you want to watch like really cut, like right to the point videos, I have a lot of short form videos that are very edited, but these long form videos, on a lot of them I'm trying to go unedited and just speak. And so again, I hope you found this useful. I'll stop talking now. Go answer those 3 questions and leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you on the next one.